Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for your daily collective reading. This reading will be for the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, spirit guides. What do we need to tell the collective today? What do they need to know? Important messages for the collective, please. Listen to advice. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. Okay, so some of you guys may have been hard-headed, not listening to advice. Let's see what's underneath that. Slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. The colors of the cards are very similar. This is the throat chakra here. The green is the throat chakra. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. So some of you guys could be at an impasse. You could be confused about the next course of action to take in your life, whether it's relationships or career or business matters or family matters. Mercury is currently stationary and going retrograde very soon. So you may need a second or third opinion before you go forward. You'll need support. Things are not working out the way you expected them to, and you're resistant to advice, or you are afraid of asking for help in some way. A part of the advice is for you to relax and listen to your intuition and not work so hard. Some of you guys are operating out of fear and anxiety, and because of that, you're blocking your intuition or you're making mistakes. Pace yourself. If you've been told to pace yourself over the past several weeks to several months, then this advice is for you. Break to enjoy the beauty around you. Listen to some music, write some poetry, or write a book, read a good book. Sonic therapy, music therapy, binaural beats, 432 hertz. Okay, some of you guys are listening to really toxic music or really toxic information that's affecting your aura. You have to be careful of what you're watching on social media or online, because there's too much negative information and negative energy is going to have a negative impact on your psyche. So it's going to cause more anxiety or depression or hopelessness. Listen to positive messages, affirming messages, positive affirmations, meditations. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity out here. People spewing negativity on purpose. You have to protect yourself from that. What you listen to becomes your reality as well. Whether it's consciously or physically or materially or relationship-wise, what you listen to becomes your reality. Spirit guides, message for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours. This Mercury retrograde is asking you to slow down. Take a break from social media. Get some more sleep. Listen to beautiful, soothing, loving music. Listen to positive words of affirmation, motivational speakers. Stop listening to this fear mongering. The King of Wands. This is a fire sign, man or woman, or this is the attitude and disposition you should take. The King of Wands is very confident, very creative. It's Leo energy, but it's also fire sign energy in general, but mainly Leo energy, 5th house energy. Sagittarius is in, we have the sun in Sagittarius right now with Mercury. So you guys are feeling a bit more confident, more creative, potentially the Devil card. Okay. Are you listening to advice about relationships, a person in particular? Some of you guys may be tempted to go back to an ex. There could be a toxic relationship that you are involved in and you're not listening to advice. The Devil here is like an addiction, obsession, controlling behavior, toxic behavior, not having any agency or self-control or power, giving your power to somebody else. Either this is you giving your power to somebody else, or you're going to have to learn how to cultivate your own power in a way. Even though this is Capricorn energy, the colors kind of align with the King of Wands and the Devil card. I'm sensing that you're going to have to connect with your inner devil and stop caring so much about other people's opinions, or like stop, okay, not opinions. You're feeling disempowered because of what you're hearing. If you're hearing negative messages all day long from the devil, you're feeling disempowered. You have to make the devil work for you, not against you. I'm not saying it in a narcissistic way. The devil doesn't give a F about other people's opinions. It does not. It does what it wants to do. But you're letting the devil work against you. And it's giving you like doubt and anxiety and fear. That's a lower octave of the devil. But the devil also has a positive side. Right? It sounds crazy to say, but it has a positive side. And the positive side of the devil is like having the confidence to be who you are unapologetically. Stop making excuses for yourself, or stop apologizing for being who you are. Like, you could be hearing stuff on social media to make you feel bad about yourself, worthless because of how you look or how much money you make or your age or whatever. You have to tap into your inner devil and basically kind of like return to sender. You're returning to sender. So instead of you allowing the devil to be used against you, you are using the devil to empower yourself. Not to hurt other people, but to stand in your own power and your own truth and not care about how other people are talking about you, what they think about you. You're putting your own needs first, being selfish, slow down to relax. This is being very self-centered. You have to learn how to do that. Some of you guys are too giving, too generous, too supportive, too compassionate, and it's affecting you financially or emotionally. It's giving you anxiety. Like you're taking on other people's problems. The devil does not care about other people's problems. They only care about themselves. That's it. But, you know, you're not a devil because you want to take care of yourself and put your own needs first, right? If people call you the devil for saying no, then they don't belong in your life. So you're like channeling your own inner devil. We all have that aspect of ourselves, the shadow aspect of, you know, being a bit darker, or being a bit selfish, or being a bit, violent, hateful. We all have these attributes in ourselves. Some of you guys are like overcompensating and trying to be too nice to the point where it's like messing up your stability, your security. You're taking on other people's problems. You're trying to heal the world, and then you're not even healing within yourself, or you don't have enough to give yourself because you're always giving other people. The devil does what it wants when it wants to. So, okay. The devil also likes our shadow, and your shadow could be someone who's a people pleaser. So because you're a people pleaser, you can't say no. So you have people around you who are always going to take advantage of that. And then they'll make you feel guilty for protecting yourself and having boundaries. That's also the devil. So use that energy against the people who are trying to weaponize your kindness against you. Embrace your, like if they call you a bad guy or they call you selfish, embrace that. That's okay. If they say you're stuck up or snotty or, conceited or bougie because you finally say no and you have standards now and boundaries, then embrace that. Step into it. Don't try to please people by don't inconvenience yourself in order to please other people. Leo energy. Pluto is opposing your sun sign. Capricorn's here. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the co-ruler of Aquarius. So some of you guys are people pleasers. Like you can't say no. And because you can't say no, you're always inconvenienced. And the people who are inconveniencing you, they're weaponizing your kindness against you. And they're making you responsible for their lives, their happiness, their stability. This is you being like financially self-sufficient, having a good job. And there's always people around you asking for money. They don't give you anything in return. And they make you feel guilty for saying no. The Seven of Swords, yeah. Deception, self-deception, negative dialogue, lying to you to get you to do things you shouldn't be doing for their benefit. Like I'm going to manipulate you, I'm going to manipulate your feelings and make you feel bad about saying no. You can't tell me no. If you tell me no, then that means that you bougie, you fake, you change, you sometimey, you ain't real no more, you're selfish, you think you all that. So there's a fear of being like ostracized or not liked or being rejected by people. And so you overcompensate and you overgive. And then you inconvenience yourself. The Lover's card. Seven of Swords. Back to my initial message. This could be a temptation. Being tempted to go back to an old lover. Especially if you're a Leo or a Gemini. Okay, those two messages are connecting. Here we go. If you can't tell your friends and family no because you don't have boundaries and you weren't allowed to have your own identity or your own resources or you weren't allowed to put your own needs first, this person coming back to you from the past who deceived you is a reflection of that dynamic. So because you can't tell your family and friends no, you can't tell this person no either, even after they betray you time and time again. Even after they show you they don't care about you in that way. The fact that you don't know how to, you want them to like you. You want to please them. You don't want them to have anything bad to say about you. So you'll like inconvenience yourself and you'll like overextend yourself for this person who doesn't care about you at all. You can't say no to them, just like you can't say no to your own family. It's like they feel entitled to your help and your support, just like your family does. And you guys broke up not because you weren't doing your job or you weren't there for them, but because they're a liar and they had other options. So while they were telling you, like making you feel guilty for not, being loyal to them or giving them whatever they wanted, they were cheating the whole time. But you have a hard time pulling away from these type of people because they're mirroring a family dynamic. They're like a reflection of a family dynamic where you were expected to take care of people or you were expected to put your own needs last. You were parentified at a young age. You could have started working at a young age. You may have been neglected by your parents. And so now like you feel responsible for other people who don't care about you. This person coming back to you is the same exact way. they're mirroring this issue. Pluto in the 7th house, giving up your personal identity for the sake of a relationship and like companionship. And that companionship is like, it's inconvenient for you. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't honor you. It's disrespectful. It's dangerous. It's not nurturing or affirming in any way. So if you grew up in an abusive, dysfunctional family, you're attracting abusive, dysfunctional partners who are mirroring or reflecting that dynamic back to you to help you heal from that or through that. So they keep, the 7 of Swords is here, not the 10 of Swords. So you're still open to reconciliation with them. You see them as your soulmate or your twin flame, devil, and the Lover's card. It's not true. This is a fake soulmate. This is you basically being in love with your shadow. Or you're fighting with your shadow. This person's your shadow. This is your devil. This person is your devil. They represent the part of yourself that wasn't allowed to be expressed or manifested or developed as a child. You weren't able to develop this or express this as a child. So it's manifesting as a devil in your relationships. You weren't allowed to be selfish. You weren't allowed to be egotistical. You weren't allowed to be arrogant or self-serving. So this person's coming to you to reflect those attributes back to you. That's why you like them. You like those qualities because you don't have them within yourself because you were never able to develop them. You weren't allowed to. So this person's coming back and you're still dealing with that dynamic in your family and within yourself. So they're here to teach you this lesson. 2 of Pentacles. Back and forth. 8 of Cups, yeah, back and forth. This person's always keeping you here. Like, you never know where you stand with this person. Instead of offering you 2 cups, they're giving you indecision. I don't know what I want. They're taking from you financially too. A king should not be at the 2 of Pentacles. They should not be there. That means that you're not being poured into. This person's depleting you financially, energetically, even your health, mental health, physical health. They're taking so much from you. You can't even enjoy your life. And you've worked hard to get to where you are. You're relatively successful, King of Wands. But this devil is like self-sabotage. You like people who treat you like crap because it's familiar to you. It's comfortable for you. It's like you're used to it. You guys need therapy. Clarify the King of Wands and the Devil card, please. King of Wands and the Devil card. The 7 of Cups. 8 to the 7. Confusion. Knight of Pentacles. Virgo energy. You could be dealing with a Virgo, someone, a rising sign. Earth sign here. The King of Swords is not, the King of Pentacles is not confused about anything. He knows what he wants. But what's happening is that you're at the 7 of Cups because someone is not giving you what you want. Like they're making you wait for any sort of love or commitment. They're breadcrumbing you in a sense. So it's like you'll do things for them and they'll begrudgingly thank you, or they'll like act like they're entitled to it. They don't show appreciation. And as long as they don't show appreciation, you'll feel on the hook to get their approval and their acceptance. So that you're going to work harder for them because they're holding back from giving you a compliment or appreciation or acknowledgement or respect or love or commitment. They're doing that on purpose. They're keeping you to 7 of Cups, not knowing what you want, not knowing who you are. They're delaying, Knight of Pentacles, any sort of investment, commitment. They're not giving you what you want on purpose to keep you at 7 of Cups, because now they can control you. They don't have to commit to you in any way. As soon as you ask for something in return, they'll walk away from the relationship. So like they keep you hanging. They're breadcrumbing you. you're like a placeholder for them in many ways. And they'll keep you in a state of like feeling insecure or unbalanced and not sure of yourself or confused, so that they can, exploit you and take advantage of you. It's intentional. It's deliberate. It's a strategy of theirs. The devil is here. They're very smart. They're not stupid. They're going to tell you that, you're their soulmate or whatever. They love you. That's not true. They don't love you like that. You're a source of supply for them. 7 of Swords, please, and a Lover's card. 7 of Swords and a Lover's card, please. Page of Swords, yeah. Communication. A young person. 8 of Swords. Yep. They tell you things that keep you stuck on purpose and confused. Like, they give you false hope. And they give you false hope to keep exploiting you energetically. To maintain access, or to like have access to you. As long as you think that there's hope, they can always come back and do the same thing over and over again. There's no resolution. There's no peace. There's no ending. There's no closure. We go from the 7 to the 8. Still no 10 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups, please. 3 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Swords. I'm not taking all these cards. Ace of Cups. Underneath the deck is the 2 of Wands. You go from the 8 to the 2 to the 3. After all these cups you've given them, you got to start back to square one every time. It's like they intentionally, this is so irritating. I'm getting irritated for some reason. What is happening is that this person is a professional time waster. What they're doing is they will enter your life, offer you false promises, tell you things you want to hear, to get your trust, to get your support, to get your optimism or your love. They want you to believe in this so that you can continue to invest in it. Then you keep giving to them, right? It's back to the way things were. You're giving them money, you're giving them attention, you've accepted their apology, and then as soon as you ask for anything in return, here goes the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Now they don't know what the hell they want. When it comes time for them to reciprocate anything to you, back to you, to give you anything, now they're confused. 7 of Cups. 7 and the Ace, 8 of Cups. Now they're confused. They're playing games with you, yo. It's like, and then they walk away so that you can miss them, and then you'll do anything to get them back, including start over again. So it keeps starting over, right? There's no progress. You keep going back to the 2 and the 3 and the 2 and the 3, then the 4, then the 5, then the 4, then the 3. You keep going back. There's no progress here because they don't want progress. Because progress means they have to show up and give to this relationship. And they don't want to do that. They'll make an excuse to break up just so that they don't have to give you anything that you expect because you've given them so much. Your family's the same way. When it comes time for you, for them to do anything for you, it's always an excuse. But whenever you need them, you're always there for them. You're always there for them. It's the same dynamic. Whatever you have going on with your family is happening in this relationship. And you're going to keep going through this situation with your relationship until you heal your family issues. That's it. Spirit guides, additional messages for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours. Additional messages. Okay. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am, discovering happiness. And you're not content as you are because you were made to feel worthless unless you were giving to other people, unless you were inconveniencing yourself or serving other people who didn't do anything for you. And you're not happy with who you are. You're very insecure. You're very insecure. So you're like a people pleaser. you want abusive people to accept you or like you because you don't want to be abused by them. So you want to like work hard to make them happy, to cater to them so that they don't tell you that they hate you or they don't like you, or you're like, you want people to like you so much that you'll destroy your own life or your own stability to make sure they're happy. And then when you ask them for a favor, they can't do it for some reason. They can't reciprocate. They're busy. They don't have time. You asked them for too much. You're doing too much. I just met you. Just playing games, yo. Spirit guides, message for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours. Message for the collective, please. Continue the story. Faith. In reverse, but faith. Yeah, they rely on you in service again. This is like Pisces, Virgo energy. Self-sabotage, self-sacrifice, self-undoing, being a slave, being a servant, not getting anything in return for everything you're giving other people, being someone's maid. One more, please. This is like, I believe that things will get better. Not reality, not fact. Just hopes and wishes and fantasies. 7 of Cups. Recovery. Hopefully you're healing from that mentality, that perspective. You're working on that with the retrograde. You're going to realize that potentially you've been playing yourself and you've been allowing people to take advantage of you since you were a child. This could be for Leo or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign. Another card, please. I think I got this one. Do I want another card? I don't know. I'll use a dice. Spirit guides, what message do we have for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours? The Moon card. Family, childhood, your parents, your mother, your culture, ancestry, early conditioning, dealing with your emotional issues that were caused by traumatic childhood. Or childhood where you weren't nurtured, you weren't taken care of, you weren't, you weren't nourished or nurtured. Your emotional needs weren't met as a child. You were probably neglected or abused or abandoned in some way by your parents. Spirit guides, messages for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours, please. Aries, Moon in Aries. I kind of see this as an affliction, even though the moon's debilitated in Scorpio and Capricorn. A Moon in Aries is somebody who's fiercely independent. I don't need anybody. However, the I don't need anybody comes from a childhood where you weren't able to rely on anyone. So nobody had your back. So you became very independent. And now you attract people who allow you to be independent, who aren't reliable. So you're attracting people who are reaffirming or confirming, or you're attracting people who are, what's the word I'm looking for? When I do my channeling, my mind goes blank sometimes. You're looking for people who are like confirming this for you. It's like confirmation bias. They're justifying this. Like, these are people who are not reliable. So because you don't want to need anybody, or you don't think you need anyone, you're attracting people who can't do anything for you, who need you. So there's no reciprocity here. Like attracts like. You're attracting people who don't need you. No, I'm sorry. You're attracting people who you cannot depend on, because you're telling yourself, I can't depend on anybody. I don't want to depend on anybody. I'm independent. I'm strong. And you were forced to be that way because of your childhood. So you're meeting people who are pretty much playing into this story. they're playing their role in the script that you've written for yourself. And in your script, you're an independent, strong woman or man who doesn't need anybody. So you're meeting people who are helping you to maintain that perspective, or they're like they're confirming, or they're supporting this for you. I'm looking for a word for this. I know the word's at the tip of my tongue. They're substantiating this. They're confirming this. They are like validating this in some way. They're giving it credence. If you believe it, that's the reality, faith. If you believe that it's your job to serve people, even to the detriment of your own health and your own resources, then that's what you're going to get. You'll be a slave. You'll always be giving, and you can't ask for help or support from anybody because of whatever reason. They can't give it to you. So you're kind of showing up in that way in relationships. Spirit guides, more information for the collective for the next 24 to 48 hours, please. This is the 9th house of our long distance travel, but it's also our belief systems. It's the way that we synthesize information. So you have received all these data points from your experiences, from your childhood, from your education, your environment, schooling, and you've constructed this belief system where you don't need anybody. The moon in Aries in the 9th house. This is a Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. Yeah, Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. It could be a Gemini too, but you've convinced yourself that you've convinced yourself that you're not worth anything unless you are sacrificing yourself for other people. And the people coming into your life are confirming that for you. They're validating it. They're making it real. They're proving you correct. Okay? All right, collective, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to order a personal reading, the link's in the description box. I look forward to reading your feedback. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.